especially being at your side. I can't imagine anywhere that could turn my heart from you, cursed or otherwise. You'd always be as beautiful and as impressive. Perhaps it's just the thrill of our near-undead experience talking. Standing at your side through such darkness and disrepair, it only makes me want you more. Unfortunately, and push all such thoughts aside. For now. Was there anything else you wish to discuss?
Isabel, are you all right? I'm fine. Marcus has been with us since the start. They've been tracking us this whole time. And that was no random attack. You were... But they don't know about you. Ketheric will strike again. We need you to strike first. General Ketheric Thorm. He was a Sharan once. Took to building an army of dark justiciars beneath, but he's returned. Not only does General Ketheric Thorm live again...
A Sharan? Perhaps...
We met him on the road here, commanding the army of the Absolute. I put an arrow through his eye. Man does not return from the dead and becomes impervious to arrows out of nowhere. There is magic. He healed right in front of me and chased us into the shadows. We took shelter here and were considering a full retreat until you came along. I don't know why he's waiting. Why he's not marching his army west as we speak. But as long as he remains, there's still a chance. You are that chance. Protected by your artifact, you can infiltrate Moonrise Towers, posing as a true soul. Discover the source of his invulnerability. Make him mortal, so...
We're in more danger than I knew. If something happens to me, everyone in this inn is dead. Like that. Why does a man like him do anything? I can understand why he'd want me dead. Without me keeping the curse at bay, everyone... As for why he'd want to take me alive, now that we have you, I hope I won't have... No mercy. For Ketheric will have none on...
Lost soul. I'll be honest.
What I won't do is send any more of our...
Traitors among us. A child taken. And still I can only feel relief. If they had taken Isabel too, Honesty will serve you better than charity. I blundered. You have the honor of making up for my mistake. I trust that you will. Then speak. Ugh. Some crusty ballad monger, I expect. They have me slaying gods, or laying with them, depending on the bard. Volothamp Gedarm? Oh. But then, lies live forever, and he's half made of this stuff. You'll have to sing that one for me when all of this is done. In any case, we fight, we die, and we just hope that when our time comes, there is someone else to take our place. The songs would have you believe we saved the realms, and they simply refuse to.
There you are. Well, two things. Good news and bad news.
The good news, obviously.
I only need one more piece of infernal iron to craft...
Touch people!
Exactly!
Oh my god.
Hang on! I think you'll want to hear the bad...
Yeah, sure. But first, fix me. Please. Fine.
I don't enjoy saying this, Karlak, but there's no two ways about it. It's simply too hot to exist here in the material plane, unless you return to Avernus, for good.
But still, you can give me something that'll let...
Yes.
That's all I need to know. Do it. Please.
Same as last time. You'll need to install it yourself. This should do the trick.
There. So, did it... work?
Only one way to find out.
Thank you. I can't believe it. Thank you, Danon. Thank you so much.
It's the least I could do. Before you go, there's something I need to tell you. That engine of yours, it's contained for the moment, but it's just too hot to exist here in the material plane indefinitely. I know you know that, but the thing is, there's a cure. I wasn't making any headway with the mechanics, none at all. The environment here is just too cold to sustain metals like the ones inside you. You have to return to Avernus. For good. Or this thing is going to burn you up from the inside out. And sooner than you think.
The minute I set foot back in Avernus, Zarya will force me back into service. I'm not doing her bidding again. I'd rather die.
I get that, but don't rule it out. The world just might be better with you in it. Even in Avernus. I won't stop trying to figure out a cure, but... at this point, I think we all have to face the inevitable.
You read my mind. Thanks, Danon. Really. You've given me more than I could ever repay.
It's been my pleasure. Good luck. Both of you. Look after yourself, all right?
This is the best day. The best day! I'm so happy for me too. Now I just need to find someone to cuddle up to tonight, and I'll be the happiest woman on the Sword Coast. I'm not sure. Depends who's got me in mind. Withers was giving me the old eye the other night. Then again, maybe it was just an old eye.
Shouldn't hang around too long.
It's good to see you again. I'd ask if you've made any progress with your little problem. But the telltale... My dear, nothing is coincidence. Mortals trifle themselves with free will, as if their betters have not molded every potential path ahead. No offense meant, of course. I'm sure everyone in Last Light thinks they could have... They're not the only ones ripe for temptation, you know. My last contract here fed me for decades. Please, I would never leave such a mess behind. I never surrender knowledge for free. But one good turn deserves another, does it not? To repay you for the soul sent my... Ketheric Thorm, proud father, man of faith. Utter Now who would possibly benefit from such? If you want to know more, I could work the exchange of such precious knowledge into the terms of your future deal. But the time for quibbling over clauses and contracts hasn't quite arrived. You'll be limping back to me soon enough. For now, I'm afraid you've already made me late for a meeting with another client.
Nowhere's... If you need something sharp, I have a few things left. I'll be here if you need anything.
I bet they're close. Watching us. Yeah. There's more where that came from. Wish we had stone or steel.
If death is soon, fight viciously.
Poor Karlak. She can finally seek out the touch of another, only to be told she might not have... Difficult to say. A fellow servant of the Night Singer would surely be an ally to me under most circumstances.
Fine. What's on your mind?
I don't... After all, what I shared with you about my past...
Don't burn yourself.
A long way to go still.
Salutations. Well, these things have stayed interesting.
What's on your mind?
Like I got something back. Something I've wanted for a really long time. When I touched you, I felt like a real person. My heart was racing, but I didn't hurt you. I don't have to be afraid of myself anymore. I don't have to hold back. Not sure the world's ready for unleashed Karlach, but it's getting it anyway. Thanks to Dammon. Thanks to you. Thanks to fate. Me too, soldier. Gods, me too. For every knock we take, I feel like I get a little treat just to keep me going. Touch! Touch everything! Touch everyone that'll let me. Shake hands, dance a waltz, maybe even kiss a face or two if I find a good candidate. The world's my funhouse. Ugh. Misery always overstays its welcome, and joy leaves too soon. I'll cry later, but not now.
I know well the pain of seeing your life's hourglass running empty. Grasping at any means of slowing the grains as they slip inexorably through your fingers. Karlach's fate may be ordained, but her actions are not. She will make each breath count. You can be sure of that. Always a delight to speak with you. What can I do?
The dog pants through a ball held firmly in his mouth. He relinquishes the ball. It is well. His eyes track the ball avidly. He shuffles on his paws, ready to chase after it. Scratch's tongue lolls out happily, his tail wagging even faster.
Playtime's over, pet.
Oh, I love this time of year. The dickheads start popping up wherever you look.
What do you want, Mizora?
Drop the attitude and perk up your ears. You've got a new mission. Absolute's cult has gone and grabbed one of Zariel's assets. A devil, and a powerful one at that. They're locked up in the cult's fortress, Moonrise Towers, and you're getting them out. Will your playmates wasting precious time? Clause Z, Section 13. Should promised soul refuse obeyance or neglect duty, the pact holder shall cast the promised into Avernus as a lemure. I'll make it simple. Now, be a good boy and play fetch, pup, or you'll spend an eternity sizzling in the hells.
Mizora's words may be flippant, but they are tinged with desperation. She cannot afford for Will to fail this mission. This may be your best chance to negotiate Will out of his pact.
Oh, and what condition is that?
Your mind links with Will's, drawn in by his increasing panic.
What are you doing?
Will relaxes, and your connection fades.
Interesting. Now, why should I go letting my favorite pet off his leash?
You recall an old incantation from a children's story, said to void a devil's contract. Abi diabole et nunquam redi.
I've never seen such... Fine. I'll play your game. But I amend the pact once the mission's done, not before. Clause F, Section 9. Soulbinder shall bestow reward or favor only upon soul-bearer's fulfillment of related obligation. Now, to Moonrise, pet. And do mind the shadows. They've been especially hungry.
You know, I feel a connection between us. Like we're two souls walking the same path. You might be a little naive in the ways of the world, but I see promise in you. Ambition. I just worry that we're not considering all our options when it comes to how many people are infected with them. And they're not just goblin trash. There are powerful people. Whoever's waiting for us at Moonrise Towers controls it all. But if we can take that control from them, imagine the power we'd wield. That's just the thing. If we control the parasite, I'm just saying, there's an opportunity here. If we can control the tadpoles, we can keep ourselves safe. And liberate the world from this. I knew I was right about. Of course, this all assumes we live long enough to find this, moonrise. But I'm feeling optimistic.
Damn it!
Why did it have to be Mizora? Why did it have to be Zariel? We're supposed to risk our necks to get one of her assets? What if it's a runaway like me? Or something far worse? I want to believe that as much. It's a bad idea.
May the darkness protect you. Fine. What's up?
After all,
If you're sure.
The more bullshit she pours, the more of it I'm for. Mizora set me on fiends inside and outside. Gods. She makes a mockery of everything the blade stands for. Such an asshole. The same thought crossed my mind. I'm only to hunt the Infern, but nowhere was it stated that I can't help one. Either we find it, or I'm made a mindless blob clawing at demons on the front line of the Blood War. And I always knew what my... Thank you. But I'm not going to celebrate till I'm actually free. She won't let me go without making a fuss. Trust me on that. He brings to mind a story. An old fairy tale my father read to me. A farmer made a deal with the devil. So the story goes. In exchange for the farmer's dearest fruit, the devil granted him a bottomless coin purse. The farmer's dearest fruit, naturally, was no apple nor peach, but his beloved daughter. We can learn a lot from fairy tales, don't you think? Refuse him, no matter how tempting the offer, no matter how delicious the feast he lays out for you. The cost will be too great. Take a single step towards him, and he'll... You might think you'd give up anything, but the devil won't take just anything. He'll take everything. It's said that anyone who bathes in the river of blood emerges as... I feel the weight of these horns on my head, curling upwards like a mammoth's tusks. Not to mention a few bumps and prongs in unmentionable places. But I haven't seen my reflection just yet. Be my mirror. What do you see? I can't tell if you're being silly or serious. I suppose I'll grow... The people will see, but I will slay their monsters. Keep them safe. Not Father, he made an... Not to say I didn't develop a taste for good wine, and the... It's been a badger's age since I've twinkled my toes. A drunk ogre could put on a better show. Tempting. Give it some time. Develop a bond and... I can't say I'm not curious. But once you've taken a lithid by the talon, there's no telling how deep into the abyss it might drag you. Yes, I suppose we... Still, I am the frontiers of... If the tadpole must be my curse, then let the powers it grants me be the Sword Coast's blessing.
The voice of the Absolute is strong here, and getting stronger. I don't know how much longer I can resist it. But it's good to see you're making progress. You took an unexpected route here. You did a brave thing, saving those people in the grove. Not everyone would have helped. It just doesn't stop. We are being bombarded by wave after wave with hardly a breath between them. I almost dare not rest. Each wave a set of orders to the infected. The order for your transformation has been given many times already. I'm afraid this, but I just hope my powers last long. In any case, the Absolute knows you carry me with you now. It wants to retrieve me. I am the only one who can resist the Absolute's influence. Hence it's... Unfortunately, that also means it is... The task ahead is monumental. You must infiltrate Moonrise Towers, discover the secrets of the Absolute, and put an end to it. So we can finally be free. Now I must rest. And you must carry on. Do not let my efforts be in vain.
How's the barricade coming along?
It ain't pretty, but it can take a beating.
It'll need to. Cleric's magic won't hold out the darkness forever.
North, North Rythwin. East, Rythwin Tollhouse. South, Moonrise Towers. West, the Waning Moon.
We're close. I can feel it. The Absolute. Its power is strong here.
That's far enough.
His thoughts invade your own, probing for purchase. Your parasite purrs in recognition.
Ah, one blessed like myself. What news, true soul? Who better to suss out his like?
You'll find Z'rell in the audience chamber, true soul. She'll be wanting to hear from you.
Let's hope this Z'rell likes what we have to say.
Praise the Absolute.
There can be no doubt. This is the place. This is where we'll discover the secret of the Absolute.
Another true soul. The disciple will want to see you. Through the main doors.
Well, Flo didn't tell a lie. She said you'd find me, and here you are. Karlach. Yes.
Now there's a name I'd hope never to hear again.
Didn't think to quiz her about her business.
Florenta the Garotta. A Cambia. She was the closest thing I had to a friend. That said, she would have choked the life out of me if I ever turned. The fact that she knows where I am, where I might be going, doesn't exactly delight me. Maybe. Probably. I wouldn't have given her the time of day, but even I needed a laugh once in a while. What can I say? The bitch had good jokes.
Enough chatter. Your friend gave me 3 soul coins, said I could sell them if I wanted. But if I kept them for you, she'd consider it a favor owed.
Soul coins, huh? This could come in handy. Infernal currency. Each one is inscribed with a soul. Usually an evil soul, but not always. I'll explain later. Away from prying.
Sure. But she did have a condition. For every coin you take, you've got to hear the story of the soul trapped inside.
There you have it. Flo came all this way just to try to make me feel like shit. Clever use of her time. Memorized a bunch of sad stories on her behalf, did you?
Didn't need to. Your Flo did some devil woo-woo and stuck 'em in my head. Couldn't forget now if I wanted to. You want the coins or not? First coins got the soul of a woman named Maveri. She was born to a cruel mother, and a violent father, and 3 evil brothers, all named Baldur. She never knew a day of love in all her life. When she was a girl of 15, she sold her soul to Tiamat in exchange for someone who would love her unconditionally. She got what she asked for. A fellow named Clint, destined to be her soulmate, struck by a cart and died a few moments after clapping eyes on our Mavery. Poor guy. The scud of her soul is yours now.
Thanks, I guess.
This one has got the soul of a man named Frakes. Lived in a village near Neverwinter. Hit hard by the worst hunger in 1,000 years. Frakes called out for help. Prayed for his children to have meat to eat. Zariel answered. Made old Frakes grow flesh upon flesh after flesh. His wee ones had all the meat they could stomach.
He should have known. Better to die 1,000 deaths than let Zariel into your life.
Last one's got the soul of a little boy named Ungir. 8 years old. He liked playing in the sun with his friends. That's all I know.
That's all?
That's all. Oh, and this slip of scratch.
Well, thanks, Flo. Hearing a bunch of desperate horror has ruined my day, which I suppose was the point.
You got 3 soul coins after the bargain, didn't you? I'd quit whinging if I were you. I did my part. That means our business is done. Unless you've got actual gold to hand. Better hope you can handle what...
So, hey, we've got this soul coin, right? Thing is, I think I can use it. My engine can, anyway. Zariel used to top me up every now and again when she wanted me to go after an especially wicked target. Nah, it'll be fine. Sort of. Next time we find ourselves toe-to-toe with something we want to squash, drop a coin in. See what happens. Fuck yes. Now I just need something to sink my teeth into.
Of many thoughts, one mind.
Ah, a new face come to bask in the light of the Absolute. How can I be of service, true soul? An honor. Where do you hail? I'll handle the diplomacy.
I was a
You just
farrier in
keep
Dissarin
looking
Valley.
pretty.
And the dreams came.
My brothers had the dreams too. Same as me. They wouldn't admit it.
The Absolute calls us all to her design. Your family will answer. Eventually. Enough.
Dark justiciars who fell long ago in service of Shah and Ketheric Thorn.
I never learned the words.
Yes, you did. She
I did as I was told! Followed every order I was given!
The facts suggest otherwise. You were ordered to retrieve the artifact. You failed to do so.
Take it up with Minthara! She's the one who...
Enough!
A blast of mental energy washes over you, filling the room. Your tadpole squirms, urging you to obey.
You failed to retrieve the artifact. You failed to protect your true soul. You do not deserve to live.